내가
Welcome, everyone. So happy to have you along for this 2K Sports presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me tonight, Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. Go. So Atlanta will get the first possession. Outside, Jones. Pass to Howard. Wilson with the block.
Great defense. He was having none of that protecting the paint.
And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here. And right now, let's watch that terrific swat. Three on the clock. Here's Atlanta now. Gray's shot is off. To the middle. And that one is stuffed right through.
I love when she just goes for these jams, showing how athletic she can be.
Jones with the screen on Young. Gray. There's the three. Good on the triple.
That's the product of hard work. Young has turned herself into a knockdown three-point shooter. Impressive.
Now here's Howard. It's a 5-point game. Atlanta again missing. And that one, good.
And these are high-value shots inside. She's going to make that more often than not.
A slow start for Atlanta in this one. Pass to Canada. Now Howard. They need this. Can't hit that one. Here's Carrington. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Catch and shoot looks are generally high percentage, especially when she's shooting.
Here's Griner. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Driving the lane to the inside. Irioffin pulls it in. It's been a quick start here for Chicago. Here's Carrington. And it's Chicago scoring again.
Yeah, I know most people would rather be out on the arc, but she's smart to take that mid-range look.
And Atlanta calls their first timeout of the game. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Down low. Griner, good.
Not afraid to play rough and rugged. Griner shows the ability to power through the contact.
And here's Young. Hits it from three-point range.
Well, look, you improve your ability to make shots when you step into them with confidence. She just showed that.
Gray kicks to Jones. Pass to Howard. A three. No good on that one. Good D by Williams. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 14-2 run here. 2 points. That one goes.
I mean, you can't be more ready to fire off your shot than she was. That is believing in yourself.
Jones with the screen on Young. Gray passes to Jones, and that one good.
A tough customer. Jones almost invites contact around the rim. I love that in a center.
Here's Young. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
I like the smooth release on her shot there. That's the product of practice.
Here's Gray. Chicago leading by 14. Pass to Young. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
Into the lineup for Atlanta. Maya Caldwell. Shatori Walker-Kinley.
And here is Williams. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Look, her ability to convert in those catch-and-shoot situations is essential to this offense. It makes them that much tougher.
Here's Gray. Jones with the screen on Williams. Gray. For three. Shots good by Williams.
Well, if she gets that look from deep, she's going to take it, and normally she's going to make it.
Pass to Jones. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. There's the pick. Here's Griner. Back to Jones. To stop the run. Wilson grabs the board. To the paint. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. 7 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Fires the three, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Chicago with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, you have to love what they've done offensively after that first period.
Well, you know I'm going to give this coaching staff some credit. What a great game plan they've had. Let's see if this can continue.
Here's Gray. A 21-point lead, the biggest in the game. Jacks up a three, drills it from outside.
You have to get out to her a little quicker. She's got fast hands and a very quick release.
Hillman trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. The 19-foot shot, it's Chicago with another bucket.
It really doesn't matter where she is on the floor. She's a threat to pull up.
And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. No good that time. Now McBride. Inside. Thomas gets the bucket.
Inside, Thomas has tremendous touch in the paint.
Atlanta calls timeout. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Howard with it. To the inside. Jones against Stewart. Jones with the screen on Clark. Canada. That one's off. Still out of sync. Big shot on the way. And it's Chicago scoring again.
Look, that's a shot she's clearly worked on and perfected.
There's a screen. Here's Howard. Chicago grabs the miss. Here's Gray. Drops in the tray. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Now here's Howard. 5 on the clock. Back to Jones. Stewart with the steal. And here comes Thomas leading the fast break. Clark for 3. No good that time. To the paint. Stewart with the steal. And oh, here we go with Thomas. Nobody back. And the basket is good.
But don't forget, a steal from her starting that break. Live ball turnovers are so key.
Down low, Thomas with the steal. And here's the break. Here's Clark. That one goes. Count it. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Chicago?
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And not only that, their elite conditioning evident from the pace they're playing offensively. Boy, they are getting out and running.
She pressed the issue and got rewarded for it. The D has to be more careful when guarding her.
And the first one drops. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Chicago. They've outscored them 16 points to 2. Not slowing down. Here's Plum. Another one falls for Chicago.
Well, just getting it done from the mid-range. You see how dangerous she can be from that.
Pass to Howard. And here's Jones. Out to the wing from downtown. Howard can't hit. There's the drive. Count that one.
Nice speed to set that up. She's not looking for her own shot. She's looking for the best shot.
Pass to Gray. Here's Griner. And here is Howard. On the wing, Jones. Here's Canada. That's in, coming off an assist from Jones.
3 points.
Showing off the deep ball there. Shots like this really help her confidence.
They set the pick. Here's Plum. Here's Carrington. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. And Atlanta has possession. Pass to Gray. And here is Howard. For the 3, Erie often pulls it in. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Carrington, that's good.
With that corner 3, she provides spacing side to side, stretching out that court.
Here's Howard. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
With good size at guard, Howard uses it to score in tight.
11 feet away. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Now Howard. Again, Howard missing. Gets it off. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Chicago with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. Their defense has been active and effective. We come back right after this. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Carrington with the ball. Wilson left side. From 17 feet out, it's rebounded by Gray. And here's Atlanta. Tries the spin move. Can't connect from 13 feet out. So it's Chicago now. On its way from Young for two. They get it back. That's good by Wilson.
Well, coaches love those effort plays, and she stays with it on the offensive glass.
Now here's Howard. That's short off the rim. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Unloads from 13. The shot by Wilson, no good. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
Right up on the ball. Man, she played that to a T.
Can't hit from 12. Here's Canada. Griner, and good that time.
If you let me draft one player, maybe ever, to get it inside to, it might just be Brittany Griner.
Now, here is Young. They set the pick over Howard. Shot's good from Young.
And connecting with the jump shot. She's got the touch. We just saw it.
Out left to the wing. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Outside Howard. And no good. Young looking it over. Drills the three-pointer.
Taking full advantage of a look from the corner. She was totally ready to knock that one down.
Atlanta with the ball. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Canada. Shot clock at 6. Pulls up on the elbow. Thomas grabs the rebound. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
Carrington, that's good.
It's like she's got the ball on a string. Incredible ball handling.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Over to the left wing. Gray makes no mistake on the open jump shot. 1:51 left here in the third quarter. Here's Carrington. Can't hit from the elbow. Here's Canada. Outside, Jones. Pass to Canada. Fires for three. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. Atlanta making a switch here. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Howard against Young. Pass to Carrington. Just 5 on the clock. And that one is good.
Well, that is no easy finish. She held her ground even with the contact.
Here's Gray. To the middle. Here's Canada. Chicago grabs the miss. Here's Carrington. Young dishes to Thomas. Pass to Erie Offin. From the arc. The three-pointer's right on target.
Well, when you let someone like her get into a rhythm, you're digging your own grave.
Outside Howard. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. On its way from Young for two. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Another for Young. Well, she's a tremendous one. And when she starts scoring like this, it adds so much for her team.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. It's Chicago. They finish off the third quarter with a massive 16-4 run. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Walker Kimbrough plays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, look, those inside buckets are crucial for her. They like her to get those points in the paint.
Here's Thomas. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Pass to Caldwell. Takes it off the glass.
Well, it won't get much easier for her than that. Nice bucket there.
Greg, their unselfish play has really been impressive.
They're trusting one another out there, wanting to get each other involved. This is great basketball.
Here's Gray. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Pass to Caldwell. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Shot clock at 5. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. And it's Chicago with the rebound. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter.
She cashes in off the pass, catching and connecting with the J.
Spins. Out to the right wing. Here's Caldwell. That's in, coming off an assist from Jones.
Well, that's great use of her body and her instincts to get in position and convert inside.
Williams kicks to Gray. Fires from deep. Here's Thomas. Here's Iriorfin. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Look at that aggression. She fought her way toward the miss and was able to grab them some second chance points.
Walker Kimbrough. Iriorfin pulls it in. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
Attacking the heart of that defense. She was in point-blank range.
Pass to Caldwell. On the wing, Jones. Here's Caldwell. Hillman. Count it. Good.
That's a heads-up play by her. Saw her teammate pop open and got the ball moving when she needed to.
Williams. Can't hit from in close. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. They set the screen. Iriorfin pulls it in. Thomas passes to Williams. Hits the three-point bomb.
Well, showing off her range out beyond the arc. She's worked hard on her three-point shot.
Out to the right wing. Here's Gray. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. And here's Atlanta. There's 45 seconds left in the game. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. Here's Chicago. They're on a 13-4 run right now. And it's Chicago scoring again.
Provides a nice balance to their offense when she's hitting mid-range jumpers. It forces the defense to worry about another part of the floor.
Over to the wing. To the right side. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We thank you for watching. Now it's time for our player of the game.